Welcome, everyone, to the SFL Championship pregame show presented by 8 p.m. Music. The Alaska Storm and the Denver Nightwings moments away from kicking off here on YouTube as Alaska goes for 3 championships in a row, unprecedented. Before they won their second in a row, there had never been a back-to-back SFL Championship winner, so they are really pushing the envelope. I gotta tell you,
I wear my heart on my sleeve and my stripes on my feet.
well, I gotta tell you about this advertisement that's playing in the background. Forgive me. You can blame AccuWeather for that because we had to check the weather, and I gotta tell you, let's see, can we get a shot of the current weather of Anchorage? Let's see if we can get that on the screen for you before Damon Simeon comes in and joins me. Let's see, we're not going to be able to, but I can tell you that it's 32 degrees as of this moment in Alaska. It is light snow and fog and feels like 25 degrees. With that, I'll bring in Damon Simeon. Damon, it looks like we might actually get a snow championship game here tonight.
If we get a snow championship game, that would be awesome. Phenomenal. I can't even remember the last time I saw snow in a championship game. Dude, I am so amped and pumped up for this game. I am ready to go right now.
Right now, it is a 55% chance for snow at kickoff and a 51% chance in the second half. So as of this moment, we are trending about 1 to 2 inches of snow and right above freezing at kickoff. We'll have more on this championship matchup here in a moment, but right now let's chat just a bit with our newest community ambassador of the year, Ashley Jackson. How you doing, Ashley? Ashley? She's out promoting the league.
Hi.
There you go. Hey.
I'm sorry.
How are you doing?
Fantastic. See, I told you, you have to call my name aggressively. I come running then.
You're on the main network now. I know it's a little, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Well, congratulations on your award. For those that missed the SFL honors, that's now archived on YouTube. But Ashley Jackson overwhelmingly wins the Community Ambassador of the Year award. And I just have to ask, Ashley, when you first joined the SFL, the very first day, did you think that it was going to grip you as much as it has? And what has your journey been like from new face, first day in the league, to Community Ambassador of the Year?
Okay, so where to start? I mean, the whole experience of the SFL has been amazing. From me watching Alaska and Tallahassee as my first game, Joshua Williams actually said, "Hey man, I'm a part of this league. Come on over, check it out." So I did. It was the championship game. I absolutely loved it. And you were calling it, of course. I was drawn in by your voice and by how excited you were. I was looking at the chat, how excited everybody was there, in the chat and everything. So I'm like, yeah, this is great. Let me go ahead and join. So then, after joining, you have to chat to get the ranking down. I got it down to like 21. And then the rookie showcase came, and I was a wide receiver during the rookie showcase, and then I was drafted as quarterback. So I was like, oh my God, it's just a lot going on, but the whole experience is absolutely wonderful. But that's why it kind of inspired me to do the podcast and everything too, because I loved it that much that for anybody listening to my podcast, if you listen from the first episode all the way up until now, I'm basically like introducing the league from a rookie's perspective. That was my goal. So with this next season, now it's kind of like just getting to know the people and, diving down deep into the SFL itself.
Well, Ashley, this is your first season and your first championship game as a player. Denver and Alaska. Gotta ask you, who you picking tonight?
Oh no, I can't do that. No.
Oh, what are you talking about?
No. I don't do that, Cam. Come on, man. No, I talk to everybody.
Didn't you make predictions all season long on your podcast?
I did. Now you gotta bring up old stuff. Wait.
Oh man, well,
did.
I
But,
respect your
you know,
decision. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of messed up, but no worries. Ashley,
Oh, what?
Ashley,
It's kind of messed up.
Ashley Jackson, staying neutral, everybody. You heard it here first. Breaking news. So, AJ Stryker, community. I tell you what's not down the middle. The community's respect and support of you. Community Ambassador of the Year award to Ashley Jackson. Hey, thanks for being on the championship pregame. Enjoy the game tonight.
I sure will, sir. Thank you so much.
All
Good
right.
luck, everybody.
We'll see if our next guest will have the stones to pick against somebody tonight. I don't blame Ashley because it's a tough crowd out there. Let's visit with our newly named MVP, Zach Sandlin. Zach, you with us?
I think so. You got me?
I do. Zach, congratulations on winning the MVP. Xander Gold, a very good competitor among other faces in the league, but it's your first MVP. How did that feel?
Honestly, I don't know if I can even describe the feeling. I still think that Xander or others were more deserving than me. All I did was run the football, and they had to duct tape that thing in my hand. Because, like Ashley kind of brought it up, when I first got here, I was a linebacker. And if you remember back to the rookie showcase, I was a linebacker.
Yeah. Boy, that seems like forever ago.
It does. It seems like so long ago. And so, you know, Crash and Steven taking a chance on me and drafting me and saying, hey, we're going to put a ball in your hands. Let's do this thing. It's mind-boggling to look at where I started there to be here now and amongst just some of the elite of the league. I can't even begin to try to put it into words.
What felt better, hearing your name called when you got drafted or hearing your name called when you won the MVP?
Yeah, I'd say they're probably equal. I mean, you know, having the opportunity to be a part of this league and be in this amazing team that I've got in the Dallas Lobos and just being able to interact with this community is something that has been just, you know, it's something I look forward to every day, just, you know, getting in the Discord and talking to people, and then just having MVP called and my name beside it is just, you know, more than words, more than I can put into words, and I'm not good with words, so I'm not even going to try.
Well, Zach, totally understandable. Are you going to try to pick a winner tonight?
I think it's going to be a very tough game. Denver's got a very good offensive attack, and I think one of the more underrated defensive approaches in the league. I think if they can run the ball and establish with Chesney, they can definitely challenge the Storm tonight. But it's a tall order going into Alaska and beating them, especially with the kind of season that they're going to have. So I always like rooting for the underdog, and why not instill a little chaos? So, you know, I'm going to pick Denver to pull the upset.
Oh, our first pick on the pregame. Zach Sandlin picking the upset. Hey, thanks, Zach, for being here. Congratulations on your MVP, your wonderful season. Just great stuff, man, and we'll see you next season.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, quick check on the weather update. We're still trending for snow. Snow showers, 33 degrees is the current temperature, 87% humidity, 51% chance for that snow to continue. The wind is calm at 6 miles an hour. But I want to check in real quick before we go to our social media correspondent. Damon, you okay? You look like you're chilly over there.
Yes, Cam, it is very, very cold in here, man. As you stated earlier, that it's freezing weather, 32 degrees out here, man. I've never been a part of anything like this before. As a broadcaster, you know, it's cold, dude. Let's get this game started so I can get some adrenaline going, man.
Hey, I know Mighty's got a lot going on hosting this game and stuff, but go get us a heater in here, man. This is ridiculous.
Extremely.
I think he's had so many games where he thought he was going to have snow and then didn't have snow that he just wasn't. Maybe Alaska just wasn't that ready.
All these games they won, and I know they have it in the budget.
Yeah, no kidding. But Mighty's somewhere probably going, man, I can't believe this dude is trashing me right before my championship game. It's all good. Damond and I will be previewing this game here in just a minute. We'll see you then, Damond.
Cool beans.
All right, let's bring in social media correspondent Andy Hamilton, director of social media. What's going on social tonight? What hashtags can people use, and what can people expect to see?
Absolutely. I'll be interacting with people throughout the SFL accounts all evening. It's at SimulationFL. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. If you're not already following us, you're not already getting involved, well, you're missing out. We do some cool stuff. We put out a little preview this morning of what Alaska looks like at home this season and what Denver looks like on the road, as well as some key players from each of the teams that you should be looking out for. We just went through all of the honors. There's a graphic up for every SFL honor winner from tonight. And, throughout the game, we're going to be keeping you updated with scores as well as what's happening in the game in case you got to run. So you can use the hashtags SFL Playoffs, so hashtag SFL Playoffs and hashtag Make an Impact. I'm watching them closer than Ref62 was watching Kate Stevens on the sidelines, and I'll retweet anyone who uses those hashtags this evening.
And Andy, before you get to it, first off, I hope the community, they probably don't, but I hope the community understands just how much you've done, how much work you put into the social media side. I know those that are very in touch with their social media side certainly see the hard work and effort. They probably don't realize that it's mostly just a guy in his apartment churning out beautiful graphics. But thank you for your hard work this year. And with that, do you have a prediction tonight?
I do, Cam. I'll take you back down memory lane here, and I'll take you back all the way to season 10. We don't usually go back that far, but we're going to go back to season 10, Cam. Vancouver played 2 games against the Alaska Storm, and we had a young wide receiver on our team. The third wide receiver on the depth chart, Cam, caught 4 passes between those 2 games. He had 4 touchdowns on the entire season, and one of them was against the Alaska Storm. I am going with someone who used to coach on my staff. I know how hard he works. I'm going with Jeremy Vega and the Denver Nightwings in a close one. I'm going to say 20-13.
Is there a sense that's the second pick now for the road team Denver Nightwings to knock off the 2-time champions? Is it just falling in love with the underdog role, or is there really a legitimate feeling like Denver's the better of the 2 teams?
Oh, I'm totally exhausted with making Alaska Storm graphics every time that they win the championship. I'm pretty much becoming Mighty's personal graphic designer, and I'm not down for that, Cam. So, no, I think Denver definitely has a legitimate opportunity here, and it comes with their defense. They have the weapons to go up against what Alaska has been throwing out. Mike Sawchuk as a linebacker, I think, is a good weapon, as well as their secondary matches up well against what Alaska has brought to the table. So I think there's an opportunity. The question will be, who makes those 50-50 plays? I think that's what defines a lot of games, Cam, is, if the ball bounces, does it bounce your way? Or does the ref call him out of bounds when he's clearly in bounds? And whoever gets those 50-50 balls, that'll be who wins the game. But I'm going to root for my good friend Jeremy.
You're never going to let that go, are you?
No, absolutely never. Just like Cade Stevens didn't let it go in season 9. In season 10, he let go.
Oh, man. All right, well, hey, thanks, Andy. Thanks for rocking social media for us all night and all season long, buddy. We'll see you then.
No problem.
All right, let's bring in the offensive coordinator for the Denver Nightwings, Michael Goodman. And I got that right, Michael. Isn't that right?
Yep, that is correct.
Just for some reason, I got paranoid just there for a second. Michael Goodman and the owner of the Denver Nightwings joining us just before he settles into his owner box and eagerly watch this game. Jeremy Vega, both of these guys for the first time in the championship game. How you guys doing?
I'm cold.
He's cold. I'm doing fantastic. Excited to be here.
All right, Damon, hey, I'm going to throw it over to you, good buddy. You got what's the first question you want to ask these guys?
I want to ask you guys, what was the success for you compared to this season and last season? Because this season, you guys started off hot. I mean, amazingly hot. Not too many teams in SFL history come in and start the season off at 8-0.
Well, I believe we were 7-0 before we finally lost our game. It's been a long season. You could be right at 8-0.
I think it was 8.
But was it 8-0?
I'm always correct. It's 8-0.
I don't trust my opinion, but I think the biggest thing that we worked on this offseason was our ground game just could not get it going last season. Jared in his rookie season finished with 900 yards. And we couldn't average more than 5 yards a carry. We stunk in the run game. And in the off season, we worked on our offensive linemen's blocking abilities. We worked on Jared's running abilities, and it really paid. And we relied heavily on him in the first 8 wins of our season, and it really helped us become the balanced attack that we had envisioned when I took over this team. And Jared, Jared, not Gerard McChesney, definitely really shouldered the majority of the load this season and did just a tremendous job, and that's what got us our good start.
Absolutely, and you can see that the work was put in because McChesney came in and he was awesome since the first game of the season, and he was, for a long period of time, he was basically everyone's MVP until Sandman came onto the scene mid-season as well. But also want to ask you about your defensive secondary. These guys are like Nightwings. I mean, they're everywhere. They're deflecting passes, they're taking INT, they're forcing turnovers. What can you say about your defensive secondary that no one knows about?
One thing that not a lot of guys know in the league about this secondary is their speed, their ability to close on the ball and get those deflections. Our boy Kramer Jackman, the kicker, he wants it to be known that the D in Denver stands for stands for deflection, and that's really just the speed and the technique that these secondary players work on almost every day, and it's really showed. And as you said, they're just a great unit.
Absolutely. I love it. D for deflection. How about this? Instead of calling the Denver Nightwing secondary no-fly zone, we're just going to call them deflection zone. How about that?
That sounds good.
I got a question for Michael. You came in somewhere in the middle of the season or towards the end. It's not often that a new coach comes in and bumps the offensive production up, but where that did happen was in Vancouver when Jeremy Vega became the offensive coordinator late in the season, and they saw a jolt of offense. Mike, this is your first coaching gig. What has that experience been like, just sort of taking the reins and trying to find your own way?
It's been very fun. Jeremy, took a chance on me way back, I believe, in week 6 is when I signed as assistant coach. Went out and bought the game and went right to work. With different formations. Every week I would submit him a game plan that he would look at, and I would go back and forth. And then I believe it was after the London game, he just kind of let me take over the offense because we were struggling a little bit. Went to work. I worked extremely hard at watching film. I watch a lot of film actually, just to look and see what the defense is doing in specific formations, which way the defensive line's shifting, which way the linebackers are shifting, and formations to see if you can exploit that on game day. But the overall experience has been eye-opening and humbling at the same time. And when I interviewed with Jeremy, I told him, of course we want to win, but when I talk about win, I mean I want to win championships, not just win games. So ironically enough, we've got this great battle coming up against Alaska, so it should be interesting.
You got anything left for these guys, Damon?
Yes, I do.
All right, give them one, then we'll head on to the.
one thing here. Last season, you guys played Alaska. That game ended in a 34-21 loss. This is your first time playing Alaska this season. Are you guys confident that you're going to come out here with this win tonight?
Well, I know Michael can't speak on last season, but I'll let him answer the question that pertains to this season and facing Alaska Storm in the championship game.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm confident. I mean, I've put in a lot of work, a lot of film study. I mean, I watched 2 years of Alaska defense, so I kind of know hopefully what to expect. But it's humbling experience as well. Do I think that we can beat Alaska? Absolutely. I know we can beat Alaska. It's just, are we going to can we make the plays to do it? And with the snow being here now, as it's falling down, that adds a different element that maybe, we'll have to put some different cleats on things. But I think that we can hold our own against Alaska.
Cam, I love it. Confidence brings gratitude. You go out there, knock them in the mouth. Hey, let's get this game going. Denver is up and pumped. They're confident and they're ready to go.
Well, we'll see what kind of punches Denver can pull on the field. Hey, best of luck to you, Michael and Jeremy. Please enjoy the night and enjoy the ride, my friends.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And when in doubt, yoga it out, Cam.
Goat yoga or just regular yoga?
No, yoga.
Okay, all
Regular
right.
yoga, baby.
None of that goat stuff. I think I see one over there on the mountains up just past your logos. All right, guys, have a good night. All right, Demond, we've got Mark Lopez, who's got a mic issue, but we've also got Charles Doherty here. Both Mark Lopez and Charles Doherty will be handling live stats tonight. They're splitting duties, offensive and defense. We've got it all covered. We'll have every possible angle covered here tonight statistically. More graphics on statistics and things than we've ever had before going into the game. But Damon, so thank you guys. Thanks Mark and Charles for being here, and everybody say thank you to them in the chat. Damon, as we count down here, we've heard a lot about Denver and Denver getting wins and doing all that stuff here on the pregame show, but Damon, Alaska, they're the two-time champs. They are at home playing in their house. I mean, there is a lot of Denver hype here right now, but we can't forget that Alaska's won it twice in a row now, can we?
Absolutely. Making the championship game 3 times in a row is unheard of here in the SFL. I believe this is the first team to ever do it, Cam.
Yes, sir.
And it's kind of ridiculous how Alaska is not getting the love. I guess it's because they are the 2-time defending champions. And when you're on top like that, everyone wants to knock you off the pedestal, Cam. Everyone wants to be that team to dethrone you. Alaska has one of the greatest coaches in win percentage in SFL history. This is not what they do. They do not lose championship games. Every time they got here, Cam, they have won it. So Denver is going to have to bring some firepower here tonight, whether it's in cold or the snow. They got to get it done.
Damon, I've lost count how many championship games we've called. I think we called 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We missed one in there somewhere, right?
That was... We called 10 together as well.
Yeah, we called 10. That was 6 in a row, and then I think the streak snapped. We called last year's. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I think
the streak snapped as far as me being in at the home office with you.
Oh, okay. So we've called every championship game since season 5, home office or not.
Yes, sir.
I think so. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 8 championship games in a row together, Damon. Does it ever get old?
It does not get old at all, man. I can remember calling season 5 with you. That was an experience in itself as well, but being here for the season 12 championship game is even more exciting because we have 2 outstanding teams who finished on top, both at 11-3, and they're ready to go.
Most people don't know what happened at the end of the third quarter in the season 5 championship game. You remember what happened, Damon?
Yeah, I remember what happened.
What happened?
It all depends on what you're talking about.
We went off the air.
Oh, that's what, yeah. I can impersonate you on that. I can impersonate Cam on that one.
We'll need a censor. Hopefully we don't go off the air tonight and we have a good ball game, Damon. It's man, what a wild ride. What's the biggest difference you think from season 5 to season 12 as we count down the final minutes here?
Between season 5 and season 12, man, I mean, just so much has changed, Cam. We have a large community now. We have expanded in teams. We're up to 21, and the league is getting better day by day, season by season. I mean, we have the rookie draft coming up now. Guys are amped and pumped up about having their name called as they see their name flash across the screen that they have been drafted by a team and so forth. I mean, the SFL is just a growing community, man, and I'm just happy and excited to be a part of it. I know everyone else is excited as well.
All right, we're going to get rolling here. Yes, snow is the forecast. 33 degrees. It's hanging right above freezing here in Anchorage for the second time in 3 years. Alaska will play a snow game. It's unbelievable. It's been a phenomenon that has escaped meteorologists ever since they put a team in Alaska. They thought, oh my gosh, they're going to have snow every game. Well, that hasn't been the case, but tonight, snow falls upon the eye. Damon Simeon, Cameron Irvine, that's me, in case you didn't know. Mark Lopez and Charles Doherty will be our broadcast crew. Coming up here shortly, we'll get on over, and you should too, get on over to that championship game YouTube link. It is a different link than this current broadcast. We're going to go off the air, then jump back over there and reset the countdown and get moving. You ready, Damon?
I am absolutely ready, Cam.
All right, let's party. The SFL championship game is next. We'll see you over there.